For thousands of years, discovery relied on direct observation. In the era of empirical science, we learned about the universe simply by looking at it. By the 17th century, observations were generalized into mathematical models. Theoretical science allowed us to predict outcomes by distilling physical events into equations. When those equations became too complex to solve by hand, computational science emerged. We began using simulations to find solutions that were previously unreachable. Today, discovery is driven by the management of information itself. We have moved from simulating the world to mining the data it generates. Scientific instruments, environmental sensors, and the internet are now generating petabytes of data every year. The challenge is no longer a lack of evidence. The bottleneck is the human inability to process the universal archive of raw data we've already collected. Modern data generation has scaled past the limits of traditional storage. Commercial and scientific databases are now accumulating billions of records per day. This creates a mathematical barrier known as the curse of dimensionality. As we record more variables for every data point, the space those points occupy expands exponentially. In a 100-dimensional space, data points become so sparse that they appear as isolated noise. Humans can visualize trends in 3 dimensions. We cannot see them in 1,000. Because manual analysis breaks down in these sparse, high-dimensional spaces, we require automated techniques to identify relationships we cannot see. This is data mining. It is the semi-automatic extraction of patterns that are hidden within these complex sets. By navigating the dimensions that humans cannot, data mining converts raw numbers into actionable knowledge. Before mining can begin, a physical event, like a customer buying groceries, must be translated into a mathematical structure. Take an online supermarket. Their database holds billions of individual transactions recorded every hour. These are recorded as market basket data. This table links unique transaction IDs to lists of items like bread, milk, or soda. To process this, the software abstracts each basket into a binary vector. Every item in the store is assigned a position, marked with a 1 if it was purchased, or a 0 if it wasn't. The algorithm then scans this matrix, searching for items that appear together more often than chance would allow. This analysis produces association rules, statistical statements about which behaviors are linked. For example, the data might reveal that customers who buy diapers on a Friday are also likely to purchase beer in the same trip. Retailers use these rules to automate placement, refine their online catalogs, and generate user-specific recommendations. Abstracting behavior into set data allows companies to turn thousands of isolated purchases into a map of consumer intent. In biology, the data is even more complex, often requiring the analysis of thousands of genes across thousands of different tissues. This is numeric data, where the expression levels of genes are recorded as specific values in a microarray. This is the raw state of that data. It is a dense grid of red and green squares, each representing a numerical value. To a biologist looking at this, the distribution is indistinguishable from noise. Because of the sheer number of genes involved, it is impossible to manually determine which ones are behaving similarly. To find order, we use clustering algorithms, tools designed to group data points based on their proximity in a multidimensional space. The algorithm mathematically groups genes with similar expression profiles, operating without any prior instructions from the researcher. Here is the sorted output. The algorithm has reorganized the chaotic grid into distinct, recognizable blocks of data. These tree-like structures at the top and side are dendrograms. They represent the hierarchy of the relationships the algorithm discovered. Using these trees, biologists can identify exactly which gene groups are linked to specific tissues or disease states. Data mining allows us to parse through high-dimensional noise to automatically generate scientific hypotheses. Some data cannot be contained in a grid. In social networks, the information is defined by the connections themselves. This is graph data. It consists of nodes, representing users, and edges, representing their relationships. Mining a graph isn't about reading values. It's about understanding topology, the physical structure of the network. By calculating the number of edges connecting to a single node, an algorithm can identify the most influential person in a group. It can also track how information cascades, predicting how quickly a message will spread across a population. Or it can calculate the shortest path between two distant entities, finding the most efficient way to bridge a gap in the network. Search engines use this same logic to analyze the billions of links that connect the web. By mining these graphs and toolbar logs, they can predict which ads will be clicked and automatically suggest better queries for the user. Mapping these structures reveals the forces that govern our social and digital interactions. We have looked at 3 distinct worlds: the retail basket, the biological microarray, and the social graph. These operations now occur simultaneously across global networks. In every case, the process is the same: translating physical reality into a mathematical abstraction. Whether the input is a binary set, a numeric point, or a graph edge, the algorithmic goal is to find relationships that are invisible to us. Data mining acts as a translator, turning overwhelming observational archives into clear, understandable summaries. The stakes of this capability reach far beyond commercial software. It is the essential tool scientists use to predict climate change and identify new sources of green energy. For companies, the ability to extract these insights provides the margin needed to outpace competitors. In the past, we collected data to answer a specific question. Today, we collect it in the hope that it will answer questions we haven't thought to ask yet. The value of the modern era isn't just in the data itself, but in our ability to find patterns that were never part of the original plan.